Bradshaw living in the Toronto Maple Leafs have a very tough decision to make when it comes to keeping Max Pacioretty a Leaf. With them already over the salary cap, they are going to have to make a huge move or trade happen to offer him a contract going into this season. In this video, I'm going to break down all the moves and trades that will happen to keep Max Pacioretty around, so you're not going to want to miss this episode of Hat-Trick HQ. But before we get into it, we got to say that 71% of you guys watching our videos aren't subscribed to the channel, so you want to stay up to date on everything that's happening heading into the regular season. Make sure down below and hit that subscribe button. But that said, before we talk about Pacioretty, we gotta talk about the goaltenders in Toronto right now. The goaltending battle is definitely heating up in Toronto, with them having 4 very solid goaltenders. We expected going into the preseason for them to have to make a decision here. Obviously, the obvious one is going to be Joseph Woll and Anthony Stolarz, but there has been one goalie that has been shining in these preseason games, and that is the Hildebeest, Dennis Hildeby. If we just bring up the stats from the Toronto goaltenders so far this preseason, Stolarz has been outshining everybody, putting up a .938 save percentage over his couple of first periods of play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, looking very solid, making some very great saves in those preseason games. And Joseph Woll, obviously, he's at a .87. I mean, it is the preseason. He's still trying to knock the rust off. He was injured last year in the playoffs, so just getting back on the ice, getting back in shape, I don't think this is something to worry about a lot. Seeing Joseph Woll have such a low save percentage so far, I think he's only going to pick it up. I think he's going to be the starter for the Leafs opening night, no doubt about it. But the guy who was shaking everything up here is the Hildebeest, Dennis Hildeby, putting up a .909 in his first couple of periods of play this preseason, and has looked very well for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And this is a guy who I have been very high on here on the channel for a very long time. I think this guy is the future of the crease for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Was he like 6'5" or 6'6" or something? He's a huge body in that net for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He might even be 6'7". I'm not quite sure. I believe it's 6'5", but he is huge. And last night, if you missed that preseason game, he made an amazing stop where he came right across the crease, denied a huge goal, and made a game-saving save for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think this guy should be a Toronto Maple Leaf. I don't think, it will happen this season with them signing Stolarz. It doesn't make sense for him to come up, stunt his development as a third-string goalie. I mean, Matt Murray hasn't been himself so far in this preseason, but it's only a couple of periods of play. We can't knock the guy right now. He could come out next game and be a phenomenal goalie for this team. But right now, the guy to look at is definitely Dennis Hildeby. I think we'll see him down in the Marlies dominating again, and if something happens where unfortunately a goaltending injury happens, I think we will see the Hildebeest called up, and I think this guy's going to really shine as soon as he gets into a regular season for the Toronto Maple Leafs. He is such a good goaltender, and a goaltender that I'm very high on going forward, and I think this guy will, once he comes up, outshine Joseph Woll. I think he has that potential there. His ceiling is so high to be the next best goaltender for Toronto, and Toronto hasn't had a great goaltender in a very long time, and I think Dennis Hildeby is going to be one of those guys like a Connor Hellebuck who comes up from the AHL and plays unreal in the NHL. I can just see this happening for Hildeby, but right now, it's a very bright spot for Toronto's future, and the bright spot for right now is Anthony Stolarz, because he is competing. He is looking amazing in a Leafs uni, and I think with him and the battle between him and Woll this season is going to be a very interesting one to watch. But I want to hear your thoughts down below. What do you think about Hildeby? Are you as high on him as I am? Do you think he's going to be on this Leafs roster at some point this season? Let me know down below in the comment section. But we're going to get into the second topic of the video today, which is Matthews' injury update. And yes, this is a very scary one for Leafs fans. Obviously, the new captain, Auston Matthews, Poppy, has gone down with injury in practice, and if you missed it yesterday, Berube said it's not serious, it's an upper body thing with Auston Matthews, something to not worry about. But then today, from David Alter on Twitter, he remains out of the practice with an upper body injury alongside Calle Järnkrok with a lower body injury. And yes, it is very worrisome that Auston Matthews is missing practice, but it isn't the end of the world. When you hear Craig Berube saying it's not serious, you shouldn't need to worry about it. Yes, it sucks not seeing Austin Matthews, be the captain in the preseason. But I think if we're hearing it's not serious from the coach, we shouldn't worry about it. Obviously, it sucks to see Austin Matthews have an injury at the beginning of the season, but they're doing the right thing here by keeping him out of practice, by letting him rest up and just get better and just get this injury out of the way before the regular season starts. We don't want to see Austin Matthews going into the season with an injury, so giving him this week to kind of rest up, maybe these next couple of days, looking like a day-to-day type of thing. Maybe we will see Austin Matthews in a preseason game. I doubt it, but I think, he's still around the locker room. He's still being the captain to these young guys who are up here in the preseason. So I'm not worried about it. I hope it isn't as worse as what it suspects right now, but it seems good, and it seems like Austin Matthews is going to be back healthy and in tremendous form for the start of the season. But I had to give you guys an update on Austin Matthews there. Let me know what you think about Matthews' injury. Do you think it's more serious than what it is? But I'm not too worried about it, so I don't think you guys should be either. But we're going to get into the main topic of the video today, why everybody clicked on this video, and that is this is big for Toronto. And yes, we are talking about the PTO signing of Max Pacioretty. I mean, this guy has been the bright spot when it comes to forwards for the Toronto Maple Leafs in this preseason. He has looked in tremendous form. He has looked amazing for this Toronto Maple Leafs team. Yes, I know it's in the preseason. It's not against the regular season roster, but he is looking phenomenal right now. I mean, if we just bring up his stats, he right now has 3 points. I believe he's in just one game in this preseason. 2 goals, 1 assist. Has looked great, and it's looked like a way better signing than I thought. I'll be the first to admit when I was wrong. I was very, suspicious of this signing. Didn't really like it, but I was wrong. I think he is patches. He's looking good right now, and I think having him to keep him around in Toronto is definitely a no-brainer right now. It is the very obvious decision to offer him a standard player contract before the start of the season and get him in that bottom 6 and inject some offense down there for this Toronto Maple Leafs team. But it's not as an easy of decision as some of you guys might have thought, because as of right now, the Toronto Maple Leafs are $1 million plus over the salary cap. So that means they will need to make a trade or move happen to keep Pacioretty around in Toronto. And you want to keep this guy around. He is looking phenomenal right now. You don't want to have this guy come in on a player tryout, look great, mesh well with the team, then let him leave to another team. You do not want that to happen. You want to keep Patches for yourself, so you need to make something happen here. And it's crazy, because right now if they offer him league minimum, they still can afford him because they're over the cap by $1 million. So they're going to need to make something happen here. And a trade seems like it could be the best situation here. We have been talking about Connor Timmins being on the move with the signing of Hockenbach. That would leave him with 8D. I believe his contract is like $1 million or something right now. So you need to make 2 moves happen here to even offer Pacioretty a contract. Because if you're moving Timmins out for $1 million or just over $1 million, that's just putting you under the cap. So then you need $800,000 or $900,000 or even $1 million, whatever you're going to offer Pacioretty for the year, to sign this guy to your team and be cap compliant by the start of the season. So Timmins is the obvious answer, but there are other guys here that it's looking like it could lead to a move, like a Pontus Holmberg. Could it be a guy who moves out? It could be David Kampf, a guy who is making a lot of money by playing the 4th line center, who could play on a San Jose or a team like this on their 3rd line center and be an affordable option for them. But I think right now the obvious selection is Timmins. Yes, you could risk putting him down, sending him down to the minors, letting him go through waivers, but if he clears waivers, that doesn't help you out at all. It only takes a little bit off the cap. If someone claims him, yes, you're perfect. You get the money back from him. But if you take the risk and nobody claims him, then you're kind of out of luck there. You're kind of looking for something to happen. You have to look elsewhere for things to happen. So it's a very sticky situation for Brad Living and the Toronto Maple Leafs to be in right now. But it is definitely a good situation to be in. It's going to be a tough decision. It's going to be something that's not going to be easy to make, But when you have a guy like Pacioretty who is showing out right now, you need to make everything in your power happen to keep this guy in the lineup for the start of the season. So going out, making these moves for a David Kemp, for a Pontus Holmberg, for a Connor Timmins needs to happen. Whether it's just, getting him out for a 5th, 6th round pick, 4th round pick to clear that cap space to bring Pacioretty in, it's what needs to happen, because Pacioretty is a veteran guy. He has looked tremendous in this preseason, and he's going to be a guy who's going to take that third line left wing off of Nick Robertson. And I was with my original Pacioretty video, I said, we don't want to stunt Robertson's development. We just signed him. Why are we going to bring in a guy to fill his role? But during this preseason, Nick Robertson has had his chances, but Pacioretty has definitely looked like the better player, and definitely looks like the player who should be in that position for a cup-hunting Toronto Maple Leafs team. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Who would you move out to keep Pacioretty around? Love to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to our buddy Martin. Martin says, McCabe is a steal of a defenseman. I definitely agree with you, Martin. Shout out to you for commenting on the video. We appreciate seeing all your guys' comments and showing your support here on the channel. And I agree with you, Martin. I think McCabe is an amazing defensive defenseman, one of the most underrated, I think, in the NHL. And I think he's going to have a great year here in Toronto, which will ultimately lead to him getting an extension. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers before this started the season. So if you're not subscribed, make sure to hit that subscribe button and comment on the video. Might be featured on the next comment of the day, just like our buddy Martin was today. And if you want to check out a video we did the other day, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.